So, but a lot of people actually, jumping at their throats on the issue of Peter Obi and stuff and some of the things that you said. Fabian Akeze is saying, would Peter Obi remain a member of the Labour Party after he loses the presidential election? Would Peter Obi return to the PDP if he's offered the presidential ticket in the future? Another person says here that Babajide, I'm not surprised, or I'm surprised that you are still talking about structure. That's a favor, Itioma. It says Labour will surprise so many people. You think governors can still influence electorate under them? That will be your final reaction on the show.
I've not said governors will influence. When we talk about structures, we are not simply talking about governors. We are talking about the lowest rung of politics. If you do not, our policy thrives on mobilization. On election day, many people don't come out. But parties that have structures at the lowest level, including wards, they will be able to mobilize their people, get them outside on election day, and they will also be able to monitor voting. Some of these parties that are not represented in different parts of our country, they won't even be able to provide election, what's it called? People who can verify things at voting centers to ensure that their party is not cheated. They won't even be able to have such volunteers because they do not have structures. You go to some of the distant states in the north, they do not have structures there. No one is saying that the party has not got the sympathy of Nigerians. There is something that a lot of our people do not get right. Obi has the sympathy of a good number of our people, especially young people. They believe that he represents change. They believe that he's more decent than the other people. But you cannot win elections if you do not have structures. I've been covering elections since 1999. I know what I'm talking about. I may not have been voting, but I cover elections and I know a lot about politics in our country. I sit with decision makers in the politics of our country. Some of them ask for my opinion. Some of them ask me, Jide, who do you think will win here? And many times I am successful at actually predicting who will win in this place and in that place. Even top politicians call me to ask. So if I'm saying that if you do not have structures, that you will not be able to win in some states, that is a fact. And time will prove whether we are saying the truth or not. So Obi has to go down now, ensure that he puts together a team of volunteers in different parts of the country who will be able to monitor elections for him at even the ward level, at polling station level, so that so that compromise will not happen. But where you do not even have your own volunteers to man polling stations, because the structures to make sure that those guys are cascaded down, those structures are not there. You are not going to find it easy to win an election. This is Nigeria. This is not the UK. Even in America, there are people that they call get out the votes. There are people who go out on election day, knocking on people's doors, and getting them to go and vote on election days. Parties that do that effectively are the parties that usually win election in the US, and they commit so much funds to it. So this is the thing. You can't simply win an election because people have sympathy for you. No. The election is not simply an emotional thing. You have to strategize. You have to have the right strategies. You have to take the best decision. It's those best decisions that will lead you to victory. It's not simply by emotion or simply abusing people. No, that's not how it works.
Yeah.
The structures are important. This election will show to us that structures are important. We that are saying structures are important, we are not fools.
Absolutely.
We have seen elections in our country and how it is done, how the elections are conducted. So it's not, if anyone tells you that structures are not important, that person does not know what he's saying. That person needs to go to school and learn about politics in our own country. Ours is a peculiar situation. if you don't have the people to work for you, especially at the local government and ward level, you are going to have difficulties. It's not enough to simply have people who love you, want to vote for you. No, those structures are important.
Yeah, I think and NAM um, is actually in support with your position. He's saying something here that structure is having multiple candidates under your ticket that will help you drive out votes. Obi says abandon that structure in River State.